Overseer's Log 17, Bound in Shadow. Hello, Vault Dwellers and Wastelanders. My name is Kyle, and this is our companion episode we record in addition to our weekly Fallout TTRPG campaign that goes by the name Tales from Tomorrow, Under the Mothman's Embrace. And I just want to welcome you all here. This is getting closer to my setup office officially. I have just got some desks for a cheap price at auction in town here. They seem pretty sturdy, didn't cost a fortune. We worked on some streaming stuff today, so I went and streamed some Fallout 76. And yeah, we're getting ready for the actual Fallout TTRPG in just an hour. So I'm going to keep this episode really, really short, maybe even under 10 minutes if I can. A reminder to everyone that the discount code for the Bethesda shop will be BTales38. That is B as in Bethesda, Tales as in stories, and then the code 8. And I feel like I've got a Louis fur floating around right in front of the camera. But anyway, save yourself 20% off on the Bethesda shop. Give us a kickback. And if you want to grab a copy of the TTRPG itself, the code BTales, that's evergreen, that one never expires, is available over on the Modifius shop. So you can get yourself minifigs or the books themselves, all kinds of great stuff, and it helps out the stream. To that end, we streamed Fallout 76, like I was saying, over on twitch.tv/Overseer Kyle. That has been so much fun getting in there, getting a community built back around it. And it's a lot of thanks to people who are listening to our other podcast, Vault Broadcasts, brand new, sort of new. I mean, how many weeks? 6 episodes under the belt? So it's fairly new. I've had so much fun with it, and I've already recorded an episode since I've been back here in this new space. I don't know why I'm saying back here. I feel like all my words are trash tonight, hence, again, why we're going to keep it short. But getting into streaming again has been really fun. We had 9 or so people turn out to the stream already, and that's just awesome. I mean, I haven't streamed in months. We do our Sunday night streams, but I probably don't push those as much as I should. Someday I do hope to bring Vault Broadcast over to Twitch as well. That has always been an intention of it, that those interviews will become a part of the live stream that we do, have people through the door. I really want to do some open lines where we can have Fallout players and chatters and all the rest come through and share their thoughts with us, just like a live radio station vibe. And now that I've got the space for it and I'm not bothering other people when I'm recording, it seems like we're at that stage of development here. We've got a couple extra interviews for Vault Broadcast lined up in the next week, so we're going to get back to probably a regular schedule by August. I think that's a realistic time. And now I also am at the stage that I need to get our summer campaign series going. It's, as I've mentioned before, we all had different scheduling changes. People got new jobs and the rest, and my life has exponentially changed. And so we got to find some time to do that. We were going to do them on Saturday afternoons, but now I think we're going to do more like Wednesday evenings, which would bring part of that. That would be part of our Twitch content every week. That maybe Wednesday nights you sit down and you watch us play another round of Fallout TTRPG, and I'd love that. I really would. I think that would be lovely. I'm trying to get into the habit of having these episodes exportable with minimal effort. One of the next things I need to do is just make a button that I can press, and it's going to have the promo codes and stuff come up across the screen. Come on, Kyle. Get on the ball with that. That way I wouldn't have to take things into Final Cut and do any extra crunchiness at the end, which, as some of you may know, if you're a fast exporter, great. If you're like me and you forget things and get distracted every 10 seconds, and then you go find that file and, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not so good at that. I just need to be able to do it live and press those here. I don't know if that does super well on YouTube, though. I don't know if people like the unedited stuff. You let me know in the comments. I prefer fairly unedited, as long as the host is continuing to talk about what we're all here for. I hope you guys find these episodes interesting at number 17 of the Overseer's Log. I just try and keep them a fun ramble. Anything that's going on in my brain, I try and put it out here. I don't go through and do extensive edits. If I had to get up midway through, maybe I'd probably put a edit in there if I had to leave, but I also have a pause button now, so I can just press that as well in the recording, and yeah, we'd be done. Anywho, for a second I just questioned, I was like, am I live broadcasting Twitch right now while I'm doing this? It wouldn't be bad, but it would be something. I did that actually early on in the Overseer logs. I live streamed one when I didn't mean to, so that's a little bit of an oopsie. But we're a little more tech savvy now, or the software maybe catches me a little sooner now. But new setup for it. So sorry, I'm looking off to the side. I'm getting things adjusted. I've got a second camera here that we're going to start doing some dual camera layouts in the future, especially for our Twitch content. but maybe even some other things. I've used the second camera for some of those unboxings I've done over on the Overseer Kyle YouTube channel. I've flipped the camera and had it aimed down at the desk. I think I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out some changing of cables and all that, but I think we can do that here. I've got this really nice, tall tripod that lets my camera extend out and down. It's great. Wasn't even that expensive either. And I want to put that to work. I'm looking at you right now, tripod. You're going to get back to it. But I'm going to do some camera change-ups. I don't exactly love this angle that I'm at, especially when I'm gaming, because gaming looks like this. Boop, 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 boop. I move the mic over, but then I don't like that it kind of covers my mouth a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. So we're going to try and put it here. But the problem is, right now, I've got no backdrop. And if you see, can I even do it? Let's do it. Let's show them, everyone. This is what it looks like right now. Hello. Yeah, there we go. That's the uncropped version. See how much a crop helps? But you can see in the corner down here, I've got some Ethernet stuff, some power, and this little cute shelf, but it's way lost in this empty grayish wall that's next to me. I shot the camera this way earlier, and it did not look good. It was not it. So I got to figure that out. I'm using the backdrop back there with some lights and things to kind of make it feel a little bit more homey. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to just talk briefly about our last episode of Tales from Tomorrow because that was so much fun. Episode 17 was really spontaneous. We recorded it a case review. If anyone's interested to become a subscriber over on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/overseer Kyle. That is where people can become a financial subscriber if you got the money, if it's not going to burden you to do so. You like to support Fallout stuff, great place to do it. I got my printer set up, so we're going to start doing the zine from that very, very soon. I need to get in there and do a little bit more work. One step at a time. Every day has been a little crazy. So the last episode, I'm getting off tangents already. The last episode, really, really fun. We recorded the case review afterwards. Didn't even get into some of the ideas that came into our minds even after that. But episode 17 was just very different because we didn't have Sky, aka Sam, at the start of the episode. And he had said he was going to be there. And that was no worries. We weren't like concerned that it was going to interfere with the stream. But it was a quick, hardly even a quick question if we were going to continue or not. But I was like, I have an idea. Let's run with it. And so we had them start off with Sam missing in action. And we got to reincorporate him later on into the episode. And that was really, really fun. I don't know if that's always super easy to do, but it was super easy in that context. Maybe if they had left off in a more secure facility, it would have been harder. But camping in the woods with these unknown peoples in loose cabins wound up being really simple to have his character go missing and then to reappear. And this is, spoilers if you're not already caught up. Well, of course, go listen, whatever. We're going to record a new episode soon. Mac Raven and Dark Knight as their characters. They go through and they search the encampment. They find out that Chop is also missing, the super mutant friend, and Ruben, one of the settlers there, also missing. So 3 of the 7 people from the camp are gone. They decide to split up with the other settlers there. Raven and Jim go off towards the Aaron Holt farmstead up the street, and that is where they get into a firefight with some Mothman cultists who, turns out, were holding Sam, Ruben, and Chop in the basement. And that was really fun because Sam got to do some stuff that I certainly didn't plan, that he didn't know about. It was just about struggling to get free of the binds, what to do with the cultists, like how to get out of there. And I just thought that was just such a fun improv thing. It put us all to the test. There was no plans. And I like that about TTRPGs. That's specifically my way of TTRPGing, is I do not like planning things out too intensely. And I've said it before and I'll say it right now. The reason I think this way, I am a person that if I have too many notes written, I'm a slow and distracted reader. And so I will forget things that are in the notes, and there's no way I'm going to go back and read them. I just don't have that. I have the executive function barrier. It's not going to let me go and read those notes. And so I will show up and I will feel really panicked because I'm like, oh my God, all these moving parts. This is actually why I'm scared, genuinely nervous, genuinely uncomfortable to host pre-written one-shots or three-shots. Why did I not go and just start hosting the stuff directly from the Fallout TTRPG rulebook? Because there is that part of my brain that, first of all, I haven't bothered to read them yet, and if I got to remember all these different moving parts that I didn't create, the good thing is if it's a story I create, I can, of course, web things together in whatever fashion works. And this is the big reminder that if you're a game master, what's important is that your people have fun. Just like with a stage show, like a play or anything like that, if a mistake is made on stage and the audience doesn't know it's a mistake, then it's not really a mistake, is it? It's just part of the experience. And so that's why, you might get actors and such who create lines on the fly and that winds up in the final production, or someone has to improv something because they forget it. Like, to me, that's a lot of the art and mastery I enjoy. Is just being able to fit those blocks together on the fly. I suck at Tetris, but in a sense, it's like Tetris to me. If you're able to just quickly merge all these things together and make it feel like it was a fun, holistic experience, then they don't generally know the better. The people watching, the players having fun. You just want to keep people in the moment. I think the worst thing you could do, and I'm not trying to insult anyone with this if you had to do it in the past, but I would argue one of the worst, in air quotes, would be saying something like, oh, pause, hold on, wait, actually, nope, that's not what happened because the plot actually, nope, wait, well, that's wrong, we got to go back and you couldn't actually do it that way. Like, there's times where you're going to have to tell your players no for various reasons, but more often than not, I'd like to always roll with the punches and create something out of what they just said. Because it's collaborative storytelling. This isn't Kyle's storytelling. In fact, I'm not interested in showing up to Kyle's storytelling. I'm not inherently a storyteller. I am a Twitch streamer, so I talk a lot, of podcaster, I talk a lot. But I'm not someone who has a fantasy in mind that needs to be acted out. Again, that's not to insult people who that is their thing. I think that's the beauty of TTRPGs is everyone can and should find their tribe for it. That not everyone is going to be good at your table. That is a fact. Trying, utopian ideas here that you're going to fit all these different players who don't enjoy the same thing into the table. To somebody, that's probably art and beauty in there. I don't doubt that. But I think to most people, that sounds like a stressful time. To the players, to the GM, to everyone. If you got a player who likes to rush in and kill everything, but you've got players who want to, instead go slow and talk to everyone and feel it all paced out, having those two very different play styles might just generally create discomfort for everyone at the table. I think of that a lot with speed limits for driving cars. You're not going to make everyone happy by setting a certain speed limit somewhere. You're never going to get unanimous consent because where one person's like, well, this is a neighborhood and we need to have 25 miles per hour as the maximum. Even to a lot of the neighbors that live there, they're like, yeah, but I want to go fast to get out of my neighborhood. Let's set it to 45 at least. I want to get going. You're never going to make everybody happy. And I think the beauty to TTRPGs is not trying to make everybody happy. Make the people that you have at your table happy. But again, that's going to be easier if you get people who share commonalities. They don't have to be clones of one another. I don't think that'd be fun to have 5 of the exact same person sitting at your table, but to have people at your table who enjoy similar concepts is probably going to just make everyone's life better. And here you've come to the TED Talk where I tell you the most basic stuff in the universe. Sorry. But that being said, this last episode, because everyone did such a good job with the improv and everyone rolled with the punches, that was just such a fun encounter. And to anyone that listened to that case log episode, to any subscribers, I probably articulated it really poorly. I just wanted to say this. In the after show, I said how I'm so proud of me and the gang here for both, being able to pull this off. I felt in hindsight what I had said, how I worded it, probably sounds egotistical or arrogant to somebody out there. They're probably like, oh, isn't this Kyle guy full of himself? But instead, is the opposite. I have low self-esteem issues, and I was very proud of us actually being able to do that, myself included. I was very proud of being able to spin up a story that seemed good. And again, this is me. I'm the guy who tastes his own cooking and goes, So I am in a default position of like, this isn't probably great. And when we walked away from that, I was like, that felt good. I had fun. And I think if the GM's having fun, I think that the players are having fun. I hope that everyone watching is having fun. And so that's about all the further I think of it. I'm also kind of getting to a state with the rules for this game. That episode was kind of a, how do I say this? There was part of me that had been wondering if, here I am on camera. I don't know all the rules. I try and play with as many rules as I feel comfortable, but homebrewing things, I'm not sure how I feel about it. A lot of unease, if that makes sense. General unease, not acute each episode unease, but general unease. And last episode 17, was a great one of just feeling very comfortable with homebrewing some things, like when Sam and the Mothman cultists were grappling one another. It felt very cinematic, and I feel like it also felt fair to the rules, both at the same time. And that again just was a really good feeling. So I was very happy. I did pat myself on the back a little bit in that case review. I was just I'm happy we were able to make those sort of moments for people. So why don't we get ready to wrap it here? I'll go over everything again very briefly for folks. If you're not already subscribed, go over to the YouTube channel, Overseer Kyle. That's where we do the Vault broadcast episodes and do some prop reviews. So go subscribe. That's free. Do it right now. Come back. Go do the other things. Leave us a comment below about anything. If you enjoyed the episode, let me know. If you had thoughts about the last one, let me know. If you have hopes, dreams, wishes, ambitions for joining in with a future game of ours, let me know. I'd love to hear that because I will take that all into account. I have lists of people already started for who we're going to reach out to for future games. So get your name in there. Don't be shy. If you are interested in playing Fallout 76 with us on Twitch, come join us, twitch.tv/Overseer Kyle. So Sunday nights, you get the live TTRPG. The rest of the week, you're going to get some Fallout 76 content. Maybe here in the near future, you're going to get a second campaign up there on Wednesday nights. And in the distant-ish future, let's say maybe even September, October, I hope to bring Vault broadcast over to the Twitch page as well. Do some live content up there, those call-ins and everything. But that's also to say that if you check the YouTube description, we have call-ins for the shows already. You can call, leave a 5-minute voice message, or you can send in a text message, and it will be read aloud, text-to-speech, and I'll just plop those in throughout the episodes accordingly. What else is there to say? We did the Vault broadcast. We did the Twitch. I already said if you want to become a paid member, up on the coffee page, ko-fi.com/Overseer Kyle. You could do that. It would just be lovely to have you. And we got a Discord server where we want you to join us and chat. We've got some cool Fallout stuff going on there related to 76. I want to get a channel set up where if you are looking for an item in the game, we might be able to help you try and get that. I just need stuff to do in the game. Send me on a mission. Let me be your gopher. How about that? But anyway, everything else is found at overseerkyle.com. That is the one link for everyone. Overseerkyle.com. It will get you Tales from Tomorrow. It will get you Overseer's Logs. It will get you case reviews. It'll get you the coffee link. It'll get you everything. So go and check it out. Louie here squeaking at me. He says, Dad, make sure you eat some dinner before you go live in another 30 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you all peace out. I'm going to put no edits in this episode. This episode's going straight to YouTube. Well, maybe it'll go through the audio lifter thing to make sure the audio's good. Nah, you know what? It's fine. Let's go to YouTube. We're doing it live. Goodbye. See you in the next episode next week.